Greetings, people of the internet. It is I, the Pokemon Man, and the T-Tar raids. They're finally back in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is going to be the last weekend that they show up before we get the next one coming in. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be Salamence after T-Tar. But anyway, we have a very, very special build here today. That's going to be involving Crawdaunt. Now, this build is kind of hit or miss, really, because the only way that you would actually be able to beat the Terra Raid with Crawdaunt is if you have two partnering Pokemon with you that have the Intimidate ability. And there's a certain way to manipulate this. What you have to do is basically you have to make sure that you're offline first of all, which you can see. And then once you do that, you go into challenge as a group, and then just go in with that. And then once you go in with that, if you don't get the raid partners that you want, you just exit out of the game and then soft reset, and then rinse and repeat until you get the two Pokemon that you wanted. The video where I got this raid, it took the person, it's Osiris by the way, it took the person 10 minutes to get the two Intimidate Mons. This took me a minute. So, it does kind of depend on luck as well. But anyways, this is the Crawdaunt build that we're working with. It's Terra Dark holding the Shell Bell with a moveset of Crunch, Taunt, Swords Dance, and Iron Defense. And unfortunately, the EV spread is not exactly... It's not exactly the most ordeal as well. It's 252 EVs in defense, so it's maxed out defense, 204 EVs in attack, and the remaining going into speed, to make sure that we outspeed the Tyranitar by 1 base point. So, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing here. I tried a build with Chestnut, and that's why I have Scrooge here. My shiny Chestnut, one of my shiny Chestnuts. Terra Dark, Shell Bell, sort of the same moveset. I tried it out. It didn't work. It was just really finicky in terms of like it being effective. Crawdaunt is more reliable, especially if you're able to manipulate the Terra partners, which it's very easy to do. I've already went ahead and did that stuff. I should have both Staraptor and Aldean Tauros, which are just going to die a bunch to Tyranitar. Yeah. I'm just going to die a bunch to Tyranitar and just keep giving it more Intimidate after Intimidate after Intimidate. Meaning that our Crawdaunt can just run wild. We do also have Gardevoir for the support of also Life Dew. So what we're going to be doing here is that we're just going to crunch 3 times in a row. You can see immediately that's not going to be a lot of damage. And that Braviary and Tauros are going to be dying a lot, so Tyranitar's attack power is going to drop a lot as well. Oh, it's also especially helpful if you get those Stone Edge misses. So we crunch 3 times in a row, and then we're going to... And then after that, we're just going to wait for that counter that says that it nullifies our stats. Should be right now, I think. Yeah, there we go. So now we're going to taunt it because we're still faster. Tyranitar has to take us out here. or it just doesn't. In that case, okay, basically the idea was that it would knock us out, and then it would try to go for its dragon dance, but actually what we're going to do, we're going to set up an iron defense. Seeing as that didn't exactly go how I wanted it to, we're going to set up an iron defense. They're going... Tauros and Staraptor are going to die a whole bunch as well. Gardevoir is applying support with Life Dew. And if I'm able to, I'm going to Swords Dance 3 times in a row. However, I'm pretty sure that's very unlikely that I will be able to. Oh dear. Okay, well now it's faster. Okay, well, I'm gonna try anyways. Its attack power is down thanks to the Intimidates anyways. So maybe there's a chance. Oh! We live on 2 HP! Let's go! Crunch. Massive damage, massive damage. And we get the defense drop. Awesome. It still should not be able to take us out here. Especially if it misses its Stone Edge. Once again. Thanks to the defense drop, we're going to be getting even more HP back thanks to that Shell Bell. While we're at it, might as well get our attack all the way up with Swords Dance. And then if you have a turbo controller, just feel free to turn that on, because we're just going to be spamming Crunch the entirety of the rest of the way. Actually, that's not true, because once its shield goes away, it is going to get rid of all of its negative stats. So getting another iron defense up will also be helpful, actually. Now, we just get to spamming Crunch. And you see that doing absolutely no damage to Groudon. So even though it is faster, even though it is technically faster now, this still works because we kind of lucked out there with the damage roll of Stone Edge. And living on 2 HP. And look where we are at now. Look where we are at now. Goodbye, T-Tar. And that is how the crab beats Godzilla. I also have not caught it up until this point because I wanted to make sure that I got it on camera. What's a good Dusk Ball? That's a good Pokeball to put T-Tar in. I also need to buy more Pokeballs and get more money in the game in general. Yeah, yeet. Just like that, T-Tar has been caught. Let's my goodness, that is so much Herba Mystica. I also already got the, I already beat this once, so I don't have, like, I didn't, like, show off, like, all of the things that you get on it, like, the first time you actually beat it. But you do get a fair amount of materials, a bunch of star pieces, a bunch of star pieces, some ability patches that you can sell. It's just a really good way to grind for money and for Herba Mystica as well. And, like I said, if you've done the setup correctly, where you have 2 Intimidate Mons, that will be saved throughout the remainder of this event, or at least it should be. So all you have to do to redo it is, like, go to date and time, make sure synchronized clock via internet is turned off, go date and time, just go right on through that, and then all the raids should reset. They actually didn't there, I don't know why. Hold on, give me a second, chat, give me a second. Okay, there we go. All the raids are now reset, and now, there it is, once again. I pressed the wrong button. So now that you actually have, like, the preparation and that stuff, like, actually gone and done with, dealing with T-Tar and, like I said, grinding for money, grinding for Herba Mystica, that should be easy as pie. And once I actually get to this raid here, it should show that raid partners that we had will stay again. And just to refresh, the way that you do this is that you go to challenge as a group, make sure that you have it on offline mode, go into the raid alone, and then if you don't get the raid partners that you want, you just soft reset it. And then once you have the raid partners that you want, you just beat the raid, and then you just do it all over again. To make sure that the NPCs stay as they were, you just want to make sure that you go into challenge alone, and then once you go in, it should be the same NPCs that you had the first time that you beat this. And as you can see, they're the same NPCs, the 2 Intimidate Mons plus the Gardevoir. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I hope that you have a lot of fun beating the Tyranitar, if you haven't already. It's going to be the last weekend that Tyranitar is going to be around. So make sure that you get your Herba Mystica, your selling items, get all that stuff in now, before this event leaves forever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked what you saw. I hope you consider using this build, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Later.